Chat GPT is the new artificial intelligence tool that is literally taking the world by storm right now. It launched November 30th, 2022, and it is one of the most advanced free AI tools that's on the market right now. It's a chatbot that you can literally have full conversations with. It can process and summarize information. It can help you make content. It can even do really advanced things like help write code for somebody that knows how to use it properly. In this video, I'm going to go through Chat GPT, which is created by OpenAI, the company OpenAI, and I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to give you a demonstration of it, and I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of ideas for some ways that you can be using it in your business now. So here is Chat GPT. As I mentioned earlier, it is a free tool. Anybody can sign up for an account. It does not have an app at the time of making this video, so it's something you'll actually have to go find the website and log in on a browser such as Safari, Google Chrome, something like that. Now, it does have some capabilities and it does have some limitations, right? So some examples that it shows right here on the first screen here in terms of its capabilities are it remembers what a user said earlier in the conversation. So this is what I mean by it's actually going to be a type of tool that you can have a full-on dialogue with, similar to if you were actually chatting with an actual person. In years past, sometimes when you go on a website and you would be given a chat bot, it was one of those things where like they're very clunky. You could ask it something and it doesn't remember what you said previously and you're just trying to get a person. Chat GPT is so much more advanced than that because it's going to remember what you said. You could ask it, is 2 + 2 4? And it can give you a response and you can say, why is that? Without giving any more context, and it's going to know that it's continuation of the previous question, right? So some more capabilities of ChatGPT are it allows users to provide follow-up corrections. So if it gives you inaccurate information, which it is not a perfect tool, guys. Sometimes it does come back and give you inaccurate information, so you're going to have to really watch some of the responses, especially if you're using it to help you with certain things in your business. But you can go back and say, I don't think this is right, or can you clarify this, or can you show your source on this? And if it's wrong, it will tell you and apologize, which is kind of interesting. It's trained to decline inappropriate requests, right? So if you ask it something weird or something creepy, it's not going to do that. If you try to get it to, talk about any kind of hateful topic or anything like that, it's not going to do that. Now, with limitations, it may occasionally generate inaccurate information. So that kind of goes along with, allows users to provide follow-up corrections, right? It's kind of hand in hand. It may occasionally produce harmful instructions or biased content, which is kind of interesting that it does that. It's also it's even more interesting that they admit on the first page that it will do that. And its limited knowledge of world and events after 2021. Guys, ChatGPT is a model. Most people don't know this. It is a model that is that has been available since 2019 or 2020, one of those 2 years. So this is not even the most up-to-date AI model that we have today. There's more advanced models that aren't available to the public. So that's why it can't show you any recent or current events that happened in the last couple of years, because it's actually an old model. This is the thing that most people don't understand. So this is even really scary when you think about what technology is really available behind the scenes that maybe it's not as mainstream and you don't know about as of yet. Okay, so let's kind of jump right in. And how can this chatbot tool, this AI tool, help your business? Okay, so let's just ask it. Let's start out by there. I'm going to say, what are some things that you can do to help my business? Now, one thing I've learned through playing around with ChatGPT, guys, is you're going to have much better luck with it if you ask better questions. So many people go in and they ask very vague questions, just things that don't give the tool or the chatbot enough information to really allow it to help you or answer your question perfectly. And then people are like, oh, see, it's just, that's a terrible answer. You have to give it more detail, more background, and more information if you really want to get the most out of the responses, right? So instead of really trying to trick it, why not try to give it the best chance to answer your question possible? So make sure that you're asking better questions. So instead of just asking this question, the tool doesn't know what kind of business that I run. So I'm going to give it a little bit more information. I'm going to say, my business is an insurance agency that specializes in Medicare plans for seniors and also health insurance. We do a little bit of life insurance sales as well. So I gave it more context, more of a background. So the answer I'm going to be getting is going to be more tailored to what I actually do. Okay, so, and as you can see, when it types back to you and it generates a response, it's doing it incredibly fast. You can see that the tool is really thinking, processing, and spitting out information in an incredibly fast and efficient manner. Okay, so we're going to go through and actually read this in just a second here. Okay, so it's all done. So I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I'm going to read a little bit. So it says, as an AI language model, I can suggest some general strategies that can help your insurance agency grow and attract new customers. Here's a few ideas. Develop a strong online presence. Create user-friendly website and relevant and helpful content that provides useful information for potential customers. Networking. Networking is a powerful tool. Build relationships. So some of this stuff right off the bat is a little generic. What does that tell me? It tells me that I didn't ask a proper question. So I'm going to say, I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Can you give me some things you can help my business with that are not as vague? And then it's going to respond immediately. Now, first things first, it's still giving me some of these generic kind of things here, like implement SEO, optimize your website. Now, some of the stuff is getting a little bit more detailed, and I kind of do like that. I can't remember exactly the words that I used, but a couple of days ago, I was having a similar conversation with the tool and just kind of playing around with it, kind of getting an idea and kind of maximizing what I can get out of it by asking. And one of the answers it gave me that I thought was very interesting is it can help me create a training guide or a training program, if you will, for a new employee. So I'm going to say, for the business that I described, can you give me a training program for a new employee? And the answer it gave me last time was very, very proficient. It was something that it really, really helped me kind of see an idea of kind of what I want it to do. So this is good so far. Now, one thing I'm going to come back and do, so this is pretty vague as well. So I'm not sure if I'm asking just questions that are a little bit less clear than what I asked prior, but what I'm going to say here is I'm going to give it a little bit more information, because it's always about the questions you ask and how you position them, nothing more. Remember, the tool is programmed to respond in certain ways, and the more information you give it, the more of a kind of tailored custom answer you're going to get. So I'm going to say, this employee would be a customer service and admin position. I would like them to know as much about Medicare as possible from this training guide. Can you please customize this guide for this purpose? Now let's see what it gives me now. Okay, so this is a little bit more kind of what I would like to have it tell me, right? So the day one, I have an introduction and a welcome. I'm going to introduce the new employee to the team, provide a tour of the office, give them an idea of what our value proposition is and what our goal is as a business. I'm going to go back up. It's spitting it out a little too fast for me to be able to even read. Okay. All right, so let's go back up here. So introduction and welcome. Overview of the insurance industry, that's certainly important. Provide an overview of the insurance industry, including its history, current trends, blah, blah, blah. Introduction to Medicare, customer service, day 2 to 3. So this is going to give me topics of what I can go through and train this person on each and every day. And the more details I'm going to give the tool to kind of come back and really work on this, the more it's going to be perfect for what I actually want it to do, right? The other thing you can do with a tool like this, and there's so many things you can do that are going to be far more advanced than what I'm going to cover in this video. This is more for just kind of like a basic 10,000 foot view of what this tool is really capable of. But if you are a content creator of any kind, maybe you're putting content on a website, maybe you're doing a blog, maybe you're making YouTube videos, maybe you're doing a podcast, I can use this tool to help me create scripts and ideas for content. So if I'm doing a video where I'm going to help an insurance agent grow their business, right? Because I am in the insurance business, I would say, can you please give me 5 ideas to help an insurance agent grow their business that will go viral as a YouTube video. I would like these ideas to not be vague, and I want them to be creative and new. And just like that, it's going to give me 5 ideas for some insurance agent training videos, right? So Insurance 101, real life stories. Now, I don't think it heard me when I said vague. Expert roundtable, that's actually a pretty good idea, right? If you get some really good, credible people in that industry together, you do a roundtable discussion, those are really great. Meet the agent. Series. This is a series idea. So you can create a series of videos that introduce viewers to the agents and the staff in your agency. Great idea to build familiarity with your company and your audience. Insurance myths busted. Those are always great videos, right? So now if I want to do, say, insurance myth, I will say, give me a script for an insurance myth video that I can follow step by step. And this is going to really take some real time and thought process and brainstorming out of really having to create ideas for content, right? I mean, I don't think you should fully rely on this. My thought process on a tool like this is it's something that's going to be there to help you and really kind of supplement the ideas that you have, but I wouldn't rely on it 100% because it's going to have its limitations, right? And if you just do all the videos that it gives you all the time, you might not have as new or fresh ideas as you possibly could, but it can give you some ideas. There's several YouTube videos I've made on this channel that were actually scripted by Chat GPT just to kind of test it out for myself. Now, this is kind of interesting. Let's say there is something that you need it to read and summarize for you. In the past, you might have had to spend a lot of time Google searching, reading tons of articles on something. I would say, can you summarize for me how Medicare works in... So this is something that, like, if there is a certain topic that you need to learn more about, you can have this really process information and spit it out to you. So the answer it gave me is Medicare is a health insurance program for people who are 65 or older or have certain disabilities. So I wanted it to give it to me as simple as possible. It helps pay for medical care, including doctor visits, hospital stays, and prescription drugs. Not true. Medicare doesn't pay for prescription drugs, but as I mentioned, the information can be a little off. You usually have to pay a monthly premium, and there are different parts of Medicare. Let's say there's a book that you want it to summarize. Now, I personally feel like you'd be better off reading the actual book, but let's say there's a book. One of my favorite personal books is, say, Think and Grow Rich. Can you summarize Think and Grow Rich, the book, for me? And kids in school have actually been using this to write essays for them, to write reports, and it's been very difficult to kind of tell the difference and be able to know if the AI tool is actually something that's been the one doing it. So there's a perfectly good summary of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So there's so much possibilities, guys, and capabilities. I think one thing we're going to see is we're going to see a lot of businesses figure out ways to integrate Chat GPT and put it on their websites, as a chatbot for an ad or something like that. And then it's going to be a much, much more efficient and capable chat program on somebody's website. I think that's probably what we're going to start seeing a lot more of. But on a very, very low-level basic purpose, you can use it as a researcher, as an information summarizer, as to help you come up with ideas for your content. You can actually even have it write articles that you can put on to your website. But the problem with that is Google always is looking for articles and content that is written by AI, and it deems it as spam. So you have to be very careful because it can actually hurt your website's SEO and the SEO's performance of the website by doing that. So you have to be very, very careful with that. You can have it can help you write code. The system is incredibly impressive, and it's a very, very, very big time tool that we're going to see more and more of as we go forward. And there's going to be far more AI tools that are going to become available as time goes on. So we're going to have to be watching for this as we go. I am incredibly invested into learning more about AI, how I can prevent it from making my business irrelevant, because that is definitely a concern for a lot of businesses as we go over the next 5 to 10 years. If it can start to replace what you're doing, you have to be on the lookout for that. So this is something we have to pay very close attention to. But in the short term, we have to be adapting and integrating it into what we're doing so that way we can use it, because the businesses that are using AI and the people that are using AI on their day-to-day life are going to be far more capable than the person that's not. It's a classic example of work smarter, not harder. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you enjoyed it, do me a favor, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help this video find more people just like you who need to see this information. What do you think about Chat GPT? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Comment down below in this video. I'd love to have a dialogue with you about it. Subscribe for more videos like this if you like this video. And we'll see you next time, guys. We'll bring you more content on this as it becomes available. And here's to your success and your abundance. And we'll see you at the top. Thanks, guys.